when we
So
start.
our start time
Well,
is
things may change.
is
Okay.
is 3:31.
Yeah.
And I would like to welcome our newest board member, Wayne Page, to the Housing Authority Board.
Welcome.
Welcome, Jack.
I'd like to thank you and just let everybody know that during my campaign I had sent out literature on what I'm going to attempt to do, and I meant every word of it, and I will try to do all of them as soon as possible. And I'm here to help the residents and work with the rest of the Housing Authority on issues, and then there's going to be other issues that the Housing Authority members are not going to like that I bring up. But I'm here for the residents and the people of the Auburn Housing and the town as a whole to work together and proceed to make it a better and more comfortable and safer place for everybody. Thank you.
You're gonna put porches on, right? Never mind.
Oh, what to say?
I know you can't.
I'm all set
Okay.
for now.
So we need to reorganize the Housing Authority Board. So we're looking for a nomination for chairman.
I nominate Roberta Briggs for chairman and Ann Weston for vice chairman.
We have to do one at a time.
One at a
No,
time.
one at a time.
Oh, I'm sorry, I nominate Roberta Briggs for chairman.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and we have a second, and now we need to have a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
You probably should have called that.
Okay.
Oh, it's done now, it's vote.
All right, so 3.
Oh, sorry, Wayne.
It's all right. I've been kicked before.
I didn't mean to.
Okay, now, you've been elected chairman, so you can take over at
All
this
right.
point.
We need a motion for vice chair.
I nominate Ann Weston for vice chair.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
So it's yes,
Oh, everybody.
4.
Yeah.
You can vote for yourself, right?
Yes. Yeah. I voted for myself.
If you didn't, there wouldn't be a majority.
Right.
It'd be 2-1-0, and that's not a majority.
No.
Okay, the next one is treasurer.
Okay, may I have a motion for treasurer?
I'll nominate Alice to return as treasurer.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's a vote. We didn't vote. Yes, we did.
We did.
We did. I didn't vote. So my vote is in there too.
Assistant treasurer?
Assistant treasurer.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Page for assistant treasurer.
Okay.
You need a second,
I
please?
mean,
You need a second, yes.
what other boards you have besides assistant treasurer that you're gonna bring up? Or is
Well,
that
there
it?
are a number of other items. if
There
you-
are other-
If you prefer to default to something else. There's a whole list of opportunities. Would you prefer something, would you prefer not to? I mean, I'd be glad to withdraw my motion. I just didn't want to, Joyce was assistant treasurer, wasn't she? But with her not being here, do you want to defer that until she returns? And I'd hate to designate her and have her not.
Will you withdraw the motion first then?
I'll withdraw my motion.
Would anyone like to make a motion to wait until Joyce is here?
I would move to defer the.
Can we have a second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
So the motion carries. Who's the next one?
Member.
I don't think you have to really make a motion to make somebody a member. The electorate elected them
No,
a member.
Which I just plugged you in last year. You were nominated as a member.
Well,
Okay.
the people elected me, but anyway.
I
What's the
know.
next one?
504 Self-Evaluation Officer. Roberta's been it for, I don't know.
Ever.
What exactly do you do in that role?
Well,
What is your
if anything
responsibility?
comes up to, that we feel that the board needs to be evaluated, that we need to make sure that we're following state and federal regulations, so you have to see that that's carried out.
Handicap accessibility.
And it's
Right.
handicapped too.
ADA compliant handicap accessibility.
You guys don't talk loud enough. Stop whispering.
We're not, I don't think we're whispering, but in the years that you've been doing that, what have you had to do?
We really haven't had any problems that
Okay.
we've had to address with that, because
Okay.
if anybody complains that goes through the process and wants us through the process, but we haven't had any major problem with it. The first line of any complaint goes in writing to the director.
Right, no, I know
in
that.
Yeah, but everybody may not know that. So it goes to the director, and then if the director can't settle it, then it goes to the person who's in charge of reviewing it.
I'll do that, Ann. You want to make a motion?
I would move to nominate you for that position. I'm sure you're going to be busy with the chairmanship, so I would move that.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thanks.
Okay, the next one is Affirmative Action Officer. That was you
That
too.
was me too.
Well, they sort of seem to go
They hand in
Hand in
be
hand.
causally related, so perhaps then I would be willing to nominate Mr. Page for that role as well, if you're willing to accept.
That's fine. No?
Now, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And the next one is Ellen Gabry has been our grievance panel designee, and she's agreed to do it again if someone wants to nominate her.
Could we have a nomination?
I nominate Ellen Gabry as
Grievance,
Grievance.
Yeah,
Grievance.
that's typically an independent party, so.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's a vote.
okay. The next one is the alternate grievance panel designee, and because Deborah Grimo is the assistant town clerk, Ellen recommended that she be the alternate for the grievance panel member.
Yeah, I think it's been the assistant town clerk in the past.
Yeah, it was
I would-
Melinda last year.
Oh, okay. I would nominate her for that role.
We have a second?
Melinda?
second.
No,
No.
The other one.
Debbie.
Okay, second.
Grimo.
Oh, just second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's a vote.
Okay, Bev Charbonneau has been nominated in the past as the pet designee person, so that anybody that has an issue with a pet,
Now, can a member be on that, voted on to that, nominated?
sure.
If anyone doesn't have a problem, I'd like to do that too.
You want to be the pet person?
Yep.
Well, and I would nominate Wayne to be the pet chairman, pet committee person. It's a committee of one, so.
That's fine.
Do we have a second?
Fine.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
You better write these things down, Wayne.
That's all right. I've already had these in my head.
Okay, and so that's it for
For reorganization.
the reorganization of the board.
The only other thing on the agenda is to accept the minutes of the regular meeting held on April 2nd, 2013. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
I would second with discussion.
Do we have a,
There was a motion and I made a second for
Okay.
discussion.
all right.
There were three things in the minutes. I didn't really have a problem with the minutes, it's just that there were some things
I
that.
don't have that one in front of me. Excuse me, I don't have that one in front of me. I have the April.
You what?
April 2nd, that's the one.
Well, it says,
The
Yeah,
last
okay,
meeting was April
okay.
2nd.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the things that we talked about at that meeting was the door locking policy, and we had decided then it was going to be on the agenda for today.
Yeah.
But it isn't on the agenda, so we can't vote on it.
Because we're in the process of doing a survey of the residents.
Oh, you are? Okay.
We're about 3/4 of the way through it, but we're actually doing a survey, a phone survey of the residents to ask their opinion. And then once the survey is completed, then we'll put it on the agenda.
Okay. Do
And
you
that way we'll
anticipate-
know how the residents feel.
Do you have a feel, have you gotten responses already that you're willing to tell us what people
No.
are thinking? No, you haven't gotten responses?
We've gotten quite a few
You're just
responses,
not ready
but,
to?
yeah.
Okay. So do you think that'll be done by the next meeting? Okay,
So it'll be on the agenda next
for
month.
the next meeting we have, okay.
I'd like to talk to you about putting a couple things on too, before the next meeting.
Can we, I don't
Let's
interrupt,
finish
but can
this
we just-
first.
Yeah, I just want to, at the meeting, Edie Dow had brought up the issue about Bittersweet. And she had talked about Bittersweet being between us and the church rectory next door. And you were going to look into that. I didn't know whether you had an opportunity to determine
We're
whether
still,
the Bittersweet was on our land or not.
we're still in the process of having the land surveyed.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This, the property line between us and the church has been established. We're having problems in the back because it has been staked out and it appears that the stakes are being removed.
Oh,
So we're not exactly sure who's taken the stakes out, but the stakes have been removed. So,
Can we put in a stone marker rather than a...
Or just put a, if you can, take like a metal rod and bang it into the ground. And then when you need to find it, you can use a metal detector and you can find out right where your marks are. And then you don't have to worry about them pulling out, it'd be covered over with dirt.
he was in here today and he said he's gonna make it less conspicuous. So if it is the kids, they're not gonna really see it, but yet we'll know they're there. And then after he's completed it, we're gonna walk the property line with him so that maintenance and I know what actually is the,
Good.
where the lines are.
he said it hadn't been done for 30 years. So,
That's probably just about when it was built. Yeah. The other thing that I was wondering about from the minutes of the last meeting was the budget discussion we had about Holly's quarterly statement relative to the expenses for the 689 development versus the others. You were going to look into with him, because it seemed as though the numbers were pretty high.
he's coming this week.
Oh, he is? Okay. So you'll have something for us at the next meeting?
Excuse me, Ann, when can we ask a
I'm
question?
sorry, would you please,
I just want to know when we can ask a question.
we haven't gotten to that on the agenda
No,
yet.
on
It's
the
not
door,
on-
on the locked doors. You said something, but we didn't pick it up.
If you want to speak, it needs to be put on the agenda. It will be on the agenda next time.
I'm sorry, but they didn't have citizens comment on the agenda this time.
Oh,
If it was
yeah.
me, I would have had it put on, but,
We didn't know, Paige. We didn't-
right. I didn't know either until I got the packet, but
It's such a
it
monstrosity
was already done, but next meeting, there'll be a citizen's comment.
There's a big animosity over it, that's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah, me
And
Okay.
we're going to talk about the door locking policy at the next meeting, that's what we just talked about.
Right.
Yeah, because
There's
when
a
we
survey
asked-
out there, she just told us, and the results of that should be known so that we can discuss
And
it
then
at
we
the
can,
next meeting.
that's right. So it will be on the agenda
Are they
next
going to
month.
be locked?
It will be on the agenda next month, and then we will make a decision.
When you ask a question, they tell you if you don't want to go by the laws and this and that, the road is right there, you can move. That's the answer we got from Laurie. And
We
that's
will-
not fair.
It'll be on the agenda next month, and you can comment then.
Yeah, well,
Until then, there'll be no more
I'll
comments.
be here for it.
Okay.
Okay, those are my only questions on the minutes, I don't know if anyone else has. any.
Okay. Do you have anything else? On the-
Not on the minutes, no.
Okay. Then, we had a first, we had a motion and a second. All in favor of accepting the minutes as written?
I,
I abstain.
Good.
Yeah, 'cause you-
I
No, I can't.
approve,
No,
so
no, I
that's
can't.
3 and 1,
That's fine.
3 and 1, that's it. Thank you. Okay, that's all that was on the agenda for today.
I interrupted, Madam Chairman, I interrupted Wayne, I don't know if he wanted to add something, to ask for something to be put on the agenda. for the
Wayne,
next
what
meeting.
else did you want to?
Well, I want the citizens' comment to be brought up on the
Yeah.
agenda for the next meeting.
Yep,
It usually is on there.
yeah.
Yes, but I want a discussion on it with the board members about changing it or adding on to it, or I have my own ideas that I'm gonna bring up at that meeting.
That will be fine.
Okay.
And I may have a couple other more issues. I will either contact the chairman, because I think that's what I need to do first.
That's right.
I will let you know plenty of time before the meeting, so when you make the package, you'll have time to put it on.
Okay, that
Okay?
would be good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Well, who made the motion to close it?
They want to.
Well, we thought it
So
was
she can
all done,
withdraw it.
so I withdraw that motion and I ask for the open meeting, please.
And I'll withdraw my second.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded to reopen the meeting for the purpose of setting the date for the next meeting.
Hello?
All those in favor, aye.
Can we have it quiet, please?
All right, so are we gonna, we had talked at the last meeting in April, we haven't met since April 2nd. We had planned to have a meeting today because we needed to meet within 7 days of the election.
Right.
And we were gonna skip June.
Yes.
So are we still skipping June, or what are we doing?
I make a recommendation not to skip June.
Well, if we have a meeting in June, I would.
We just had the meeting on the 28th, which
Right, so
is,
when we want, we have to have
We
one.
Well, that's up to you. I'm making a motion to have a meeting in June, if you don't
do
want
we have a
it.
second on that?
I think we should have a meeting in June, but obviously not next week. Normally, we've been meeting the first Tuesday of the month. But,
Okay.
I mean, it seems kind of silly to meet a week from today.
Okay. Well, it can't be between the 7th and the 14th of June,
Why not?
because I'll be in Bermuda.
Lucky you.
And I won't be back until the 17th. I'll be gone
Sorry, I
the
didn't realize
14th,
What's the Tuesday after that?
the 12th through the 17th. There again, you're gonna end up with the 25th.
Yeah, it'd be
What about
close.
the
No, the 18th, the
The
18th.
18th. Is that agreeable, June 18th?
I don't know if I'm gonna be here.
Say,
Well, none of,
With Jim,
it's, I mean, if the board wanted to meet, with all due respect,
could meet.
we could do that.
Yeah, you
But,
can.
I mean,
June
not all of
18th
us
is
are
fine
gonna
with me.
I mean-
I don't know about the rest, everybody else,
Is
but
that all right with you?
be. But if we did that, now when will
Is
we?
that okay with you?
It's all right with me, but if we did that, when will we meet again?
Wait a
yes,
minute,
it's fine.
Can you meet on the 18th?
No.
No,
No,
she can't.
I think we should have our director here for the meeting.
Well, then you're looking at
Okay.
the 25th, and then what are we gonna do about July?
We can meet,
didn't you say, when will you be back?
I'll be back the 14th.
And she's away until the 17th.
and
from
she's
the
away
12th
until-
to the 17th, I'll be
Right.
back.
So,
We could meet, can anybody meet on the 11th? We have a COA meeting that morning.
No,
We should
I
have
won't be
it
here. No.
That's
You
because
won't
he's
be
going
there.
to be gone then.
I'll be gone from the 7th to the 14th.
And I'll be gone the
so,
12th to the
looks like June
17th.
25th is when it's gonna be then.
And that could cover June and July, and that gives us enough time to complete that.
It's a month,
Survey.
is what it is, and our meetings are usually once a month, so I don't have any problem with that. Does anybody else have a problem?
No, I'm just hoping that there's an opportunity to complete the survey for the locked doors, so we can still talk about that.
That's right,
Then-
and you don't have enough time.
And that's why I thought,
To
if
do
you
it
if you
before
were gonna
days.
meet next week, there wouldn't be.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it next week. No, nobody plans on that.
Well,
So what was
I
the
have
day
it
you were
on my
talking about?
agenda.
June 25th.
25th? That's all right with me.
Alice,
Fine.
and it's all right with you?
Yep.
3:30?
3:30.
Everybody get that?
But then I don't think we should meet in
3:30.
July because,
And then go back to the first Tuesday
and then
in
go back
August.
to the first Tuesday in August because it's a lot of people's vacation time also in July.
It's also,
Well, we can discuss that at the next meeting,
Okay?
see how that goes.
All right, so for the June 25th meeting, I'm going to have the results from Howie about the Auburn Heights thing
Yep.
and the survey on the locked doors.
Right, and Wayne's item about the Citizens comment
Citizens comment.
discussion.
Right. And the bittersweet.
Do we have a written policy on citizens' comment?
No.
Okay,
And the open meeting law doesn't cover it. It's not required.
well, that's all right.
So,
Yeah, if they want to speak, they let it be known beforehand and it's put on the agenda.
They need to,
we've always had public
We'll
comment.
discuss it
yes.
later, because I don't agree with
I don't
that.
agree with that either.
We've always had public comment.
Yeah.
I think
That I
that's,
know.
I think that's a respectful thing to do.
We'll discuss it
We
later.
can talk about it at the next meeting.
Yeah, I'm not going that way.
okay. So are we all set now?
I'm all set.
Everybody, can I have a motion to
Adjourn.
Adjourn.
Yeah,
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.